Well, the big day's arrived. Running the engine on steam. Anyway, my boiler's no good. What I was thinking of, I don't know. Little tiny thing like that. I mean, little tiny engines, you know, a lot smaller than that, they have a big boiler, don't they? By the way, look, I've made, it's not very good, I'll show you in a minute, just to set it off now the junk, I thought, oh, I'll do a backdrop. I made some scenery, look. You know, so I'll show you in a bit. I'm not the world's best artist, as you can see, but it's effective enough. Anyway, now, with the steam engine, of course, now, it always involves a lot of graft, even model ones, but especially real ones. So, the first thing you have to do is go around and clean the brasses, and then you have to go with the oil and grease, and light the fire, and get steam up. You know, it's that's part of the attraction, isn't it? I think that video will be bright enough because it's a reasonably bright day, and I've got just the overhead light on here, and I'm just looking in the camera, it looks to be right. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'll pump the tyre up just in case it doesn't go again, and then I'll tell you what we're going to try and do. So now that runs quite nicely, but it started at, I pumped it well up, 45 pound pressure, and it runs down to about 20 pounds. So that's the sort of pressure we're talking about. As you can see, there's 1 or 2 bubbles of oil come from underneath. There's a 2 leaks yet, which I've got to do, and I'll explain in a moment. Anyway, that's just to show you it still goes, which isn't too bad, is it? So running on air, it does run. So if something goes wrong, and then it doesn't run when we try it on steam, well, you know, at least you've seen it run as it should have looked. So what I'll show you now what we're going to do. And it's going to take a while, so I just thought today, I thought, oh, that's it, I need a big boiler, what can I do? And just today I thought, well, I wonder if a fire extinguisher will be big enough and create enough steam and if I can run it in the thing, but I've only got an alley one. Well, of course, I knew this yesterday, obviously, but then today I thought, well, just a minute, I'm only boiling water, I don't want to melt it, do I? And I've got one that I emptied to make a crucible with. It was almost empty. Anyway, I just touched it with the angle grinder and it's blooming aluminium. I didn't check it with the magnet first. So what I've done, I've soldered a 2p on the outlet where the spout was, so that'll go on there. I just put a screw in the handle, so that will hold it open, hold the valve open. And I've done this rod. The nut in the side of the fire extinguisher was on this rod. So that will screw in there. Like that, you see. So what I've got to do, I can set up outside. I've got to light the fire, light my furnace again, which, I mean, it doesn't have to be too much. Now, to join it, I'm going to use that little bit of flexible pipe I had, because we're not running it on steam for very long. It might not even work, but we've got to try, haven't we? You know, so my big production has been ruined before it started. Anyway, not to worry. So as I say, what I'll do, I'll go and get set up, get the fire lit, and then hopefully before it's dark we'll have a look, because all I'm going to do is I will just clamp this to the bench just in case I have to move it, because if it gets too much steam, I mean, I don't want it going around at 10,000 revs, do I? So if it does get a bit too much pressure, which is very doubtful, but if I fill that up about 2/3, 3/4 full of water, that should give us plenty of water and heat to get enough to get 40 pound pressure, I would think. But as I said, because it's untried, we don't know. Anyway, that's the plan. So what I'm going to do is take that boiler off. Oh, by the way, I did make another nut for the top, just to run it on air as well. So it does actually work, and it looks the part, so I might put it back at some point. Anyway, it's all got to come to pieces. And when I did try it on steam, by the way, as you can see I haven't showed you this. As you see, I have tried it on steam. Well, what happened was, a bit of water came out first, as it does, because steam condenses. And that nut there in the head, I said was fragile, but it's leaking slightly. And I'm going to have to make a steel head for it. So I don't mind, that's something to do, innit, you know. I need something to do after this. So it's all there and polished up, and you've seen it run. And so we'll have to just go and see what happens. And it's also, it does need a gasket in there, it's leaking very slightly out there. Also, when I drilled that screw, I just touched into the spool valve chamber. Well, I did seal it a bit, but it's still leaking very slightly out the bottom. It's nothing much, you know, and as long as you've got enough pressure to overcome it, obviously the spool valve leaks. So anyway, we've spared you the torture of watching me all the polishing and oiling up. I've done all that already. And so we'll go outside and just see what happens. Well, we're back to plan A for the minute. The reason being, that fire extinguisher is taking forever to fill up. So I'm going to have to find a way of just putting some water in under pressure and keep letting my finger off and letting the air out, because it's, you know, I've been all afternoon nearly and it's only a third full. Anyway, so this video won't be the last one after all. Whatever happens, I will show you my engine on steam. Anyway, what the idea was, I thought it might be a bit of fun just to give the Mamod a bit of a run, and we can show some steam around mine. You know, it hasn't been run for a long while. So while we're waiting for it to heat up, I filled it with hot water. It shouldn't be very long, and then at least you'll see an engine in steam, even though it's not mine today. But as I say, I think you will see it, but obviously it won't be for very long. But anyway, now I did have a video of this a long while ago, and it's on its proper little mess burner look. But one thing I wanted to show you, can you see, now that is the steam engine, that's it, right? Alright, it's got a longer crankshaft, hasn't it? Push rod rather. That's the crank pin and the flywheel assembly. But, you know, so to compare it to mine, I mean, that is the size. I'll hold it the same distance away just to show you. There's the conrod and that. Now if I hold it the same distance away as mine, you know, that is the same distance away, and I mean, look at the difference, you know. I mean, it's massive, you know, it's like 10 times. So my boiler has got to be 10 times bigger than that one. Right, this is, you know, so I did know eventually, didn't I? This, by the way, is, you know, it works with the steam going in and out two holes. I'm sure you've all seen that. If you turn it backwards, it sometimes pressurises it. We're nearly there though, it doesn't take very long to get going, this one. So I thought, as I say, just for, well, a bit of fun, you know, I would just show this as well, and I was going to actually run mine on a bit of air, but you've already seen that now. And, oh, as to me painting, by the way, what I did on my card, as I say, I'm definitely not, you know, but what I did, I only had some old paint under the bench, and some was oil based and some water based, and I found some, that light blue at the top, which acts as a kind of sky on the white cloud. That was fence paint. Then I got some white, some sort, I don't know what it was. Oh, we're away. Now look, water coming out the chimney yet, but there'll be steam in a minute. So there we are. You've actually seen an engine run on steam, even though it's not mine. That actually starts vibrating all over the place, so I'm going to just see to it. Starts working, see? There's some water coming out the chimney yet, but you will see the steam in a minute. But that runs quite well. I haven't had a lot of use, I'd say I haven't run it, what is it? I did a video of it several years ago. But that whizzes round, doesn't it? Oh. Burning's gone out. I wonder if I can light it again. With a boiler that big, it runs for a long while on its own steam, doesn't it? On 8 o'clock. It always bad when you work with the steam engine. You do? Look how long that runs without any heat on it, see? Soon picks up speed again, doesn't it? Well, there we are. You've got steam and water around my engine, just not from it yet, but you will do. I'll say it well. You will do sometime. Give it up there. And if you look closely, you should see the steam coming out the chimney. That's partly why the fact but it will put some steam coming out of those holes. So there we are. I know you won't mind me running that for a minute or two on the video. You can always whiz it if you want to, can't you? Size of the boiler, you know, that's what you need. Anyway, there's something I want to show you though. See that flower wheel? Now you watch it when it stops. Even on the bought professional ones, they wobble, right? Which is what it was all about. So there they are. But as I say, it runs quite well, that does. Runs for a long while as well. So mine won't drive anything, of course. It will drive itself, but in an awful lot of air. I think that only needs £2 or £3 to run. You have to keep taking the fire away to get it to run slow, and you can get it to run slow, you know. If you're very that's why I like steam engines. That's why we like steam engines, didn't it? You know. You can do that with them, but you can't with a internal combustion. Well, the old ones run very slow. but they won't run as slow as that and keep, well, the hit and miss ones do, of course, but you really can get them running slow, can't you? So we like slow now. We used to like speed, didn't we? Anyway, that's enough of that. So you've seen steam, oil and water around the engine. That's the main thing. So we'll leave it at that. That's plenty long enough, and as I say, it was going to be the last video. Well, now it isn't. There'll be one more. No matter what happens, we'll have one more. And oh, for my painting, by the way, I mixed oil-based and water-based paint together on it. I only had a few cans, so I just mixed a lot together. So white, black, blue that was oil-based, light blue, and there was some grey and some ready fence paint. That's about all I had. I just kept mixing it together to get different colours. So I'll come right back to show you the whole effect. There you are. No, alright, I'm not going to get a job painting scenery for a theatre, am I? But I reckon it's not too bad for someone that can't paint. Alright, thanks a lot. I will, in a day or two, as I say, I've got to sort some form of pressurising some water into this fire extinguisher, because I have to do it one drip at a time. I've got about a quarter full in about 3 hours, you know. It's so it's not a fast filling boiler, is it? Anyway, we'll see what happens. So, as I say, watch this space. You never know.